Hi, I'm Dr. Tina ENERJOY. I have my Ph.D. in neuroscience, and I'm a holistic healer for a happy and healthy brain at Lifelong ENERJOY. And I'm here to tell you about the top underlying reasons for anxiety. Plus, at the end of this video, I'm going to give you an amazing tip that will help dissolve your anxiety just within seconds. But first of all, I bet you're wanting to know why I can help you or who I am to be able to help you. Well, I got my PhD in neuroscience from the University of Rochester. I did 15 years of research in the fields of mental and cognitive health at institutions such as Hopkins and Tufts and beyond in a field called Epidemiology, which is the study of underlying causes. And now I help clients individually identify and release those underlying imbalances. And here's the thing. The reason why I'm in this business is because I have struggled myself. In fact, for most of my life, I had generalized anxiety, social anxiety, public speaking anxiety, and more. And I hope it's a testament to this video, or me being on the video, that you can see I'm not struggling with anxiety anymore. Plus, I've helped dozens of clients get over their anxiety as well. So in this video, I'm going to give you 10 hidden reasons as to why people suffer from anxiety, and then give you one amazing tip at the end that'll help you dissolve your anxiety in seconds. I'm going to start with 3 major underlying reasons that have to do with stress. The first one has to do with a survival threat. If you've ever been in war or a natural disaster or had some threat to your basic needs like food or shelter, or been exposed to risks of violence, that can increase your risk of anxiety. Number 2, insecure attachment. What's insecure attachment? Well, as a baby, it was absolutely essential for you to be parented in a way to get your basic needs met, not only for food, water, and to have your diaper changed and a roof over your head, but also to get that emotional support that you needed as a child. And if you had a caretaker or caretakers that were too busy for you or not emotionally available for you, that can contribute to social insecure attachment. And there's some famous studies done by a researcher named H.F. Harlow, where he took young monkeys, baby monkeys, and took away their mothers. And the babies died of heartbreak. That was how hard it was. And then he took other baby monkeys and gave them a surrogate mother, which was just basically a stick with a terry cloth and a bottle of milk. And those babies clung to that surrogate mother. And when they grew up timid and full of anxiety and unable to have normal social life and social connections or to defend themselves. And that's how important a secure attachment is. The third possible reason for anxiety that has to do with stress is chronic stress. If you have relationships that are causing you stress, either due to criticism or violence or a lot of fighting, or if you have chronic stress due to pain or disease or poverty, all these things can increase your risk for anxiety. The fourth underlying reason for anxiety is electromagnetic frequencies. Now, chances are that if you live outside of the United States, you'll probably have some idea of the harm of electromagnetic frequencies. There's actually a lot of books, this is being one of them, written about the harm of electromagnetic frequencies. But in the United States, we don't find out much about them. So let me tell you a little bit more. You must have heard that everything at a fundamental level is energy. And our cells need to vibrate at a certain frequency called the Schumann Frequency, which is life-affirming. And we get it from the magnetic field that is outside of our Earth. Now, interestingly enough, our cells vibrate at a particular frequency, and the introduction of another thing that vibrates can influence our cells' vibrations. So for example, you may have noticed that your mood can be influenced by music or light. And that's an entrainment of those frequencies upon our cells. And they make our cells vibrate at those frequencies and affect our mood. And similarly, electromagnetic frequencies, and I'm talking about the frequencies that come off of your computers, your power supplies, your cell phones, those cell towers, and more, those can vibrate at frequencies that cause us to have increased anxiety. They can also affect our mood, our ability to concentrate, our ability to sleep, and much more. So I recommend that everybody who uses electronics and lives in this modern day world find a way to get grounded. And the best way to get grounded is to either disconnect entirely, which is, I think, impossible if you live in a modern day world, or to use high-end magnets, like this is a magnetic necklace from Nikan, or we can have wear insoles that ground us. I'm going to go over the next 6 hidden underlying causes more quickly. The 5th is physical issues that make you feel like you're losing control over your body. So that could include epilepsy or asthma or vertigo. Number 6 would be substance abuse. If you have drug or alcohol problems, either being on the drug or withdrawing from it can increase your risk of anxiety. Over-the-counter medications that have stimulants like theobromine or caffeine can increase anxiety. Toxins in your environment, lead, or food additives like aspartame, or food coloring like red or yellow food coloring can cause increased anxiety. Food sensitivities, they can be to any kind of food, and that can be linked to increased risk of anxiety. And finally, if you're lacking specific nutrients, either in your diet or maybe you're not absorbing them, that can increase your risk of anxiety. So B vitamins, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids are probably your most common ones, but there are others as well. So now that you know about the hidden causes of anxiety, you have a choice. You can choose to keep life the way it is, mired in worry and anxiety. And every time you try to step forward into something that seems interesting to you, it's really stressful. I know what that's like. Your other option is to let it go, because you don't have to live with it. Can you imagine going to social situations or a date and being able to be the best version of yourself? Life is so much more fun, and I swear, getting rid of anxiety makes humor so much easier. Imagine being able to do public speaking or performing and stepping up there into your full glory and just enjoying yourself, eating it up. Imagine being able to travel to places that you may not have traveled to before, or being able to just get out there and live life in a way that fully embraces the fun in life and lets go of the stress. Are you ready to step into a better life? And there are effective means to do that. One way, which is the body code. And I use this method as a holistic healer to help people identify those underlying causes and release them. Now, how do we do this? We ask questions of the subconscious. And believe it or not, your subconscious picks up information constantly about what's good and bad for you. And it is an amazing resource. I would have never believed how informative your subconscious could be. But it is fantastic at knowing what those underlying causes are. And then once we identify them, we can release them, either using energy medicine, supplements, or other therapies. If you'd like to learn more about this technique, you can listen more on my interview called Releasing Subconscious Barriers, the Key to Health and Happiness, and you can see the link below. And you can call me at 1-855-ENERJOY, that's ENERJOY, to schedule a complimentary consultation. Now, I know you're anxious to get to that tip, but let me just tell you one more thing. If you find this video useful, please feel free to share it with others and to sign up for my newsletter at lifelongenerjoy.com. You'll get more articles on the hidden barriers to happiness, and you'll get my top 10 tips for a happy and healthy brain. So make sure you go there. All right, so now here comes your tip. So this is a tip by Donna Eden. She's a wonderful energy practitioner. And regardless or not of whether you believe in energy medicine, I encourage you to give this a try, because the one way that it won't work is if you just sit back and watch. Okay, so take your thumbs, place them in the groove of your temples right here. You'll feel that groove. And then bring your fingers together and place them about 1 inch above your eyebrows. They're called the oh my God points. Yes? So bring them about 1 inch above your eyebrows, and then place your elbows either at your desk or on your knees. And then, while you're in this position, just mindfully begin to draw your attention to wherever you feel that anxiety. Now, most people feel it in their stomach, but you can also feel it in other parts of your body. So wherever you feel it, pay attention to the sensations. Let go of the thoughts, just pay attention to the sensations, and you'll start to notice the anxiety disappearing. I hope you've enjoyed that tip, and if you like this video, please share it with your friends, and make sure you go to my website at lifelongenerjoy.com to sign up for your top 10 tips for a happy and healthy brain.